What's going on, everybody? I'm so glad you're here. Glad to see your faces. Thanks for watching, and thanks for hanging out with me. Just wanted to do a quick little video today and give you my 5 tips to quickly get better at photography. I do feel like one thing I did pretty well was go from being really bad at photography to being decent. I want to share with you my 5 tips and what I did to get better much faster. Things that helped me out a lot in the beginning to go from being okay and kind of actually terrible to being all right, to being okay at photography and being able to hold my own. So let's get started, huh? Alright, so tip number 1 that I have is to quickly learn your camera inside and out. Learn the menu settings, learn all the buttons, learn the dials, learn every way to control your camera, just to make sure that you're not caught off guard. That's something that's helped me so many times. And then also, of course, set it up ahead of time. You don't want to be fumbling around with menus or settings when you are at your shoot. It looks unprofessional because you take some time to set up, but 2, it's going to save you a lot of time and you're going to be able to do more shooting, less setting up. Alright, tip number 2, physical experience is always going to be best, but never underestimate the technical side of photography. Things like the exposure triangle. I can't tell you how many times just knowing about the exposure triangle, what it means and how it works, has saved me in a pinch. There's a lot of times where you're going to be doing a lot of different things. You're going to be in a situation you're not familiar with. Even if you think you know what situation you're getting into, believe me, things change. So knowing just the technical side is going to help you immensely when push comes to shove. So get out there and shoot, but learn the technical parts. All right, tip number 3 is learn composition. Just learn the basics to it. Start with the rule of thirds. If you don't know what the rule of thirds is, look it up, but to break it down really quickly is, imagine there's just grid lines across your screen. If you have a phone, you've probably seen it on your phone app, but it's just a couple grids across the screen, and everything should be offset to the thirds of something. So like right now, I'm right directly in the center, pushing me off to the side, to the thirds. That rule of third is just going to give your photos and your videos so much more dynamic to it. So start with that, but learn other advanced composition techniques. Once you get those down, break the rules. Rules are meant to be broken when it comes to photo and video, and that's when you're really going to start to stand out and you're really going to start to be happy with your work. Rule number 4, and I can't stress this enough, is learn to use Lightroom. Lightroom is a super powerful program for photo editing. It's going to help you out leaps and bounds. It's going to help take your raw images, which you should be shooting raw, by the way. It's going to help take your raw images and just make you easily make works of art out of them. You can adjust everything in that photo so much better in raw than you could in JPEG. You're not going to lose any of your quality when you're adjusting your white balance up and down, and when you're adjusting your exposure. And if you don't have Lightroom, you can get a subscription from Adobe. It's $10 a month for Lightroom and for Photoshop. Photoshop is one of those programs I use when I need it, but Lightroom I'm in probably about 95% of the time. So I can't stress enough how important it is to learn the program like Lightroom. There are a lot of other great ones out there, but if you really want to be pro and you really want to take it to the next level, learn Lightroom. And tip number 5, and this is probably the most important of all of them, is just get out there and shoot. It's not going to matter learning everything ahead of time. It's going to help you when you get to it, but just that experience of going out there, shooting as much as you can, as often as you can. Shoot all the time. Take your camera with you everywhere. Use your phone even just to get compositional things down. Learn how to compose images. There's a gnat out here. Learn how to compose images with just your phone. If it's in your pocket, use that. But just shoot as often as possible. Take as many photos as you can. Take as many videos as you can. It's going to be the best way to quickly get better. So hopefully those 5 tips help you out. Just remember to get out there and shoot as much as possible, and you'll get better before you know it.